My name's Robin Tanner, and I stayed at the Ronald McDonald House in Durham. My daughter Morgan was born with tetralogy flow that they diagnosed when she was born, and we were sent to CMC, to the doctors there, and we stayed there for several weeks, and then they ran some tests and found out she had a syndrome called DeGeorge syndrome. At first they thought she had leukemia, which is how we ended up there in the first place. And so they sent us to Duke, and we got in at Duke, and then she had to have heart surgery in October 1995, October the 5th. She had her first open heart surgery, and that's when the doctor suggested that we stay at Ronald McDonald House. But there was a waiting list because there's so many families that need a place to stay. There's not enough room for everybody. The doctor did tell us about the house, and he just kind of described what type of place it was. But as far as that, a case manager came in from pediatrics, and she's the one who explained it to us and explained that there was a waiting list and how we would be able to stay there and how much it would cost and things like that, because we couldn't afford to stay in a hotel room. The Ronald McDonald House is a place where families, if you are in a situation where your child is in intensive care or pediatric intensive care or neonatal intensive care, you can't stay with that child 24/7. They can't take care of your child and you stay there. And to have a place like Ronald McDonald House where you can go and you can relax and unwind and get something to eat or wash your clothes or take a shower or to lay down and take a nap or to talk to another family who's going through the same situation that you are, it's just, it's a godsend. It's something that I really never understood till I went through that situation. I really never understood what it meant to have a place like that. Knowing that I had somebody to talk to no matter what time of day or night I came in from the hospital, there was somebody there to greet me. And to sit down with me and have a cup of coffee or some milk and cookies or just whatever, just to listen to how my day has been. And I really needed that during that time period. Wow. That was my first, when we got there, I was like, wow. You see that box in the McDonald's and you put your change in it and you wonder, where does that money go? And then I walked in and I saw this house and I was like, wow, there really is a house. When you walk into the room, it's like, okay, well, here's your room. You know, this is where everything is. And we had one towel and one washcloth. And it's like, okay, this is what, because you know, you're limited. They're limited on what they can give you because they're limited with the funds. They need the money because they need to be able to supply the stuff. If you go in and you see the faces of the children that are at the house because they're receiving outpatient care and they're staying at the house during this outpatient time, if you go in and you take a look at the smile and the joy on those kids' faces when they're in the playroom and they're playing games or they're playing the video games or whatever, and you know that those kids are going through so much, you know, so much agony at the hospital, but then they can come back to Ronald McDonald House and they can just be a kid. I am excited because it has been a long time coming that we get a Ronald McDonald House here. I mean, we have so many families that come from across the state or across the United States here for treatment, and they have nowhere to stay except hotels. And I want to be able to volunteer to go in and whether it be cook meals, which I can't cook very well, but I would love to be able to help cook something, bake cookies, play with the kids, do interaction with the children, you know, or help out in the yard. Any way that I can, I want to be able to give back. Because to me, it is a way for me to honor my daughter that passed away, and it's a way for me to honor my two children I have now that are living and healthy.